Wyoming News Now starts now.
Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us. I'm Valeria Fugate. Let's start out with our weather today. Austin, how's it looking?
And it is going to be a little chilly here today as we make our way around the area. 60 degrees here in Cheyenne, 55 over in Laramie, so very cool for a June day. And 67 over in Casper, a little warmer, couple 70s up there near Sheridan, but most places are going to be in those mid to lower 60s and even some 50s on the western edge. As we take a look at our radar and satellite for now, that rain that was just to our south this morning has stayed there and will continue to stay down to the south, but more showers will be popping up through the Cowboy State moving on through as we get into our afternoon. So we do still have to be ready for some active weather as we make our way through the day here today. Taking a look at our upcoming weather, starting off with Cheyenne. Storms are likely again here today. They'll pop up on pretty quick and they'll move on through. Rain chance into tonight and tomorrow. The rain chance will be later on into the evening compared to today. As we head on over into Casper, it's going to be mostly a dry day today, but we do still have a rain chance through. A dry night tonight, and tomorrow we'll have a dry start to the day, but then we'll have a little few showers later on. I'll have more on what to expect with those showers and storms in just a bit. Let's head back to the desk.
Thanks, Austin. About 15% of U.S. children were recently treated for mental health disorders. That's according to new research released Tuesday by the U.S. Center for Disease Control and Prevention. The findings suggest that conditions like attention deficit disorder or anxiety are common amongst school-aged children. Most treatments are among kids between the ages of 12 and 17 years old. Boys are more likely than girls to have prescription medications for mental health. White children remained the most likely to receive mental health treatments, while Asian children were least likely. The percentage of children who received mental health treatments in the past 12 months was also higher in rural areas. Wyoming is ranked the 5th lowest in the country when it comes to proper access to mental health care. Our reporter John Habershaw takes a closer look into what may be causing this issue.
With Wyoming leading the nation for suicide deaths per capita, it may be time to take a serious look at the state's mental state.
In the mental health world, it's a big stigma. We don't want to talk about it. We don't want to say the word suicide. We don't want to say mental health. In Wyoming, we have a mentality of pull yourself up by your bootstraps and move on with it versus, hey, come and reach out for help. Here's these options.
Adame, who has worked at the Mercer Family Resource Center for the past 6 years, believes factors such as location, funding, and social media all play a part.
We work a lot with youth here at Mercer, and so we see a lot of the bullying that goes on behind the screen.
David Holsheiser, the executive director over at the Youth Crisis Center, shares similar thoughts about social media.
I think when you look at technology in general, technology has opened up a lot of different avenues for us to learn and grow as humans. But I think with that comes the downside of it, which is that social media. Bullying now often occurs online with people don't even knowing other people.
With Wyoming being the least populated state in the country, social media can still have a positive impact.
I think that it has a lot of positives. There's a lot of good communities that you can connect to that are specific for things that you're dealing with. Like adolescents who are suffering through depression, they're finding those connections online when they're not necessarily getting them in their community, which is a positive.
Providing the opportunity to connect with others who are like-minded and dealing with similar situations, but also to let people know
that it's okay to not be okay.
Reporting from Casper, John Habershaw, KCWY.
If you're dealing with any mental health issues, don't be afraid to reach out and ask for help. And if you're having thoughts of suicide, the National Suicide Prevention Hotline is 988. Pathways Innovation Center students had the opportunity to expand their knowledge as part of the first annual Pathways Welding Day. The industry experts from across Natrona County donated their time, expertise, and their mobile welding and cutting equipment to help students learn and get additional skills and experience. The collaboration between industry and education allows students opportunities outside the classroom. Throughout the day, students worked with professionals on equipment used in the field to pipe repair and for fabrication. As much as everyone loves construction season, when it supplies inevitable delays, WYDOT has some activities that might raise your spirits.
We'll have little coloring pages and some fun little goodies for the kiddos, and they can talk to our highway guys and ask them all sorts of questions. It's pretty fun to see how big these machines really are up close.
The Touch a Truck event will be up and running in Laramie in the Ice and Event Center. This family-friendly event will have their biggest snowplows, rotary snowblowers, and other big machinery kids can climb all over. The following Saturday, YDOT also has their Super Day taking place in Cheyenne's Lions Park with oversized trucks for all to enjoy.
It's just a full fun family day, but we're going to be in the gasoline alley area, so you'll be able to see, the fire trucks and the highway patrol. But you'll be also be able to see, our big machines as well.
Touch a Truck will be on Saturday, the 17th at the Ice and Event Center in Laramie from 10 a.m. until 1 p.m. Super Day will be the following Saturday on the 24th from 10 a.m. until 4 p.m. Additionally, YDOT has a yearly meeting to talk about projects and funding planned for the year. This allows the department to get public feedback on any additional projects people would like to see included. The State Transportation Improvement Program, or STIP, presentation will be happening in July and August for District 1, which includes Carbon, Albany, and Laramie counties. This meeting lays out projects for the next 6 years. The public is welcome to join and can voice suggestions for other projects they feel are missing. This will also allow ongoing projects and will speak about them from the projects of 2023 to 2029.
I mean, lots of these projects start being planned 10 years before they actually happen. So it is nice to know where the communities think there is problem areas that we haven't, already planned to fix or aren't necessarily on our radar yet. But it's really informative, and we really appreciate all the comments that we do get because it does help, that relationship with the communities as well.
YDOT says inflation has also caused a reshuffling of priorities and projects. Just wondering, the 25 over, if we can maybe float the alcohol and stroke or the bridge news, and then we'll be a little bit under, but then we can either add a spot or get Austin just to go a little bit long. Does that work? Austin, are you down?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, yeah. Security around a federal courthouse is tightening up in preparation for a historic first when this afternoon former President Donald Trump arrives and will become the first former U.S. president to be arraigned on federal charges. Supporters and protesters are expected to attend en masse. Ivan Rodriguez is outside the courthouse with the latest.
In just a matter of hours, former President Trump will arrive at the federal courthouse in Miami and be officially arrested and processed by U.S. Marshals. Those same marshals are expected to take Trump's fingerprints electronically, but they're not expected to take a mugshot of the former president. Former President Donald Trump will become the first former U.S. president to be arraigned on federal charges later today in a Miami courtroom. Trump faces a total of 37 counts, including 31 counts that alleges he willfully retained classified documents after he left office and refused to return them. Trump has rallied against the charges.
Witch hunt, scam, hoax. It's called election interference, and they're doing the best they can with it.
And called for his supporters to protest at the Florida courthouse.
This is like Castro and Putin crap. I mean, geez, you can't take out a president like that.
And some supporters are steadfast in their loyalty to the former president.
We don't even care if he's going to be in jail, and we have to write him in. You know, to a lot of us, it's like Trump or nothing.
We expect law enforcement and anyone there voicing their opinion to act accordingly.
While many in Trump's party are falling in line behind him,
this is a weaponized government attempt to take down the top political enemy and leading presidential candidate.
Only a few others are breaking ranks.
Obviously, it's very difficult for somebody to be a candidate for president and deal with, 37 counts, multiple indictments in multiple places, and potentially others, and while trying to campaign. I mean, it's just not what we want to see. It's not how we get back to winning again.
We're already seeing some Trump supporters outside of the courthouse, and Miami's police chief says that they have enough resources to handle between 5,000 up to 50,000 people. Miami police are also working with federal, local, and state officials to secure the perimeter around the courthouse. In Miami, I'm Ivan Rodriguez.
The Federal Reserve is holding a critical meeting this week and will issue an interest rate decision with two likely scenarios. In today's Consumer Watch, Patrick Cornell has a look at the possible outcomes and the potential impact on you.
A critical shift ahead. The Federal Reserve expected to issue changes this week that could impact borrowing costs for all Americans.
Consumers will get a sense of relief. It's sort of a period to breathe.
After 10 consecutive interest rate increases since March 2022, some economists like Joe Brusuelas predict the Fed is going to pivot this month and issue a rare rate pause on the hikes.
The Fed is trying to create a little bit of space where it can ascertain the lagged impact of the 500 basis points or 5% of rate hikes that they've imposed on the economy over the last 14 months.
Economists say if the Fed keeps current rates unchanged, it means borrowing costs would remain stable. That creates a favorable environment for consumers looking to make large purchases like buying a home or car. Economists say this scenario could support consumer confidence and encourage spending.
Interest rates on an automobile and on a mortgage are likely not to go up and may even fall a bit as financial markets adjust to the new reality of the Fed policy shift.
However, there's still the possibility that the Fed raises interest rates, if not this week, then soon. And if that happens, the impact on consumers could be notable. Higher borrowing costs would increase mortgage rates, credit card interest rates, and loan payments. People with adjustable rate mortgages or variable interest rate loans could likely see an impact as their monthly payments could rise. Brusuelas says an increase is likely.
Odds are that they may choose to hike one or two more times before they're done.
For Consumer Watch, I'm Patrick Cornell.
Economists warn that if the economy starts to overheat and inflation begins to rise significantly, the Federal Reserve may be compelled to raise interest rates to tame inflation.
And taking a look here into Cheyenne, it's pretty cloudy out there, but all of the rain is to our south for now. but more rain will be on the way throughout the day. But our Sky Cam is brought to you by Lennox Auto Body, and let's take a look and see what we got going on right now all around the area for our current day. Right now it's about 60 degrees out there in Cheyenne. The sun is trying to poke through those clouds, but it's having a little bit of trouble. And we do have a breeze around 12 miles an hour, so that'll make us feel a little cooler as we make our way through the day here today. Heading on over to Casper, it's nice and sunny, 67 degrees out there. Winds are nice and calm, so not too bad of a day ahead here for Casper. But again, some rain chances will make their way in a little while. As we head on over to our travel impacts all the way around the area, roads are nice and easy, nice and clear for now, but be sure to check wireroad.info for more information, especially if there has been any flooding in the area that could impact your travel. But I'll have more on that flooding and how much more rain are we going to get, or if we're expecting any, in just a bit. We'll see you after the break.
Heavy. Yeah, sure. How long is that though? That's going to be what, 45? So we'll just add 15 and whatever. Perfect. Okay.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Taking a live look here at Pumpkin Vine, we can see just to our south there are some clouds with what looks like some rain, and that is that rain that continues to move on south and out of our area. So that rain we don't have to worry about. However, as we make our way through the day here today, we could see some thunderstorms make their way on around the area, both in Cheyenne and in Casper too. So we got to be ready for some active weather, mainly just some heavy rain and some lightning and thunder with these storms as they move on through. In some places, we'll see a little bit of a more dry day here today. But taking a look at our radar and satellite, you may notice those red lines. Same thing as yesterday. These lines here are indicating some storms that may move through, and they'll be slow moving, dropping quite a bit of rain. We already saw that slow moving storm just to our south of Cheyenne as we made our way through the morning, and that's what we can expect around the Cheyenne area and over towards Casper and off to our west. Storms will be pretty slow moving as they don't have too much wind pushing them around, and they're going to have quite a bit of rain with them as they make their way through. But taking a look here at our radar and satellite, zooming in on Cheyenne, there's that rain off to our south, but you can see more showers are starting to pop up over towards the Rawlins area, and that will happen more closer towards Cheyenne as we make our way through the day here today. Heading on over into Casper, most of the showers and storms are off to our west and to our south, but again, as we make our way through the day, conditions will be more favorable for showers popping on up off to the east and then moving on through into the Casper area. So we still have to be ready for some active weather here today. Pack an umbrella and be ready just in case. As we make our way over towards our future cast through the next few days, we're going to see some scattered showers and storms. Tomorrow for sure, we'll see some scattered showers move on through, especially later on in the day. And then again on Thursday, where stuff comes up from the south up through the area. So we got to be ready for at least another 2 days of active weather as we make our way through. But taking a look at our forecast highs here for today, going to be a bit of a chilly one for June. That's certainly true. 62 here in Cheyenne, 69 in Casper, just below 70. And we do have a couple places into the 70s all the way up, peaking at Worland about 75 degrees, 76 in Sheridan. So our warmest two are up there, a little cooler on the western edge. Taking a look at our forecast lows here for tonight, looks a lot like what we had here this morning with a lot of 40s around the area, especially on the southern parts of the state and off to the west, and a lot of 50s off to the eastern parts here and up through the central parts of Wyoming. So definitely a cooler night here tonight. Same thing with our mornings as we're still settled in this cooler pattern. But look at this, as we make our way into tomorrow, 84 in Scottsbluff, 72 in Cheyenne, 74 in Casper, a lot more 70s around the area, and we will continue that warming trend, especially as we get into next week. So some warmer temperatures are finally going to make their way back into the area, but we do have to deal with scattered showers and storms for the rest of the week as we make our way through. But as we get into the next weekend, and Sunday and Monday to start a new week off, very warm, nice and dry, plenty of sun. Finally going to get out there and enjoy our summer without having to get drenched by that rain as we make our way around the area. But I'll have your full extended forecast for you here in just a bit. Let's head back to the desk for now.
Thanks, Austin. The Denver Nuggets are NBA champions for the first time in the franchise history after defeating Miami Heat 94-89 in Game 5 of the NBA Finals on Monday. Two-time MVP Nikola Jokic led the way for Nuggets with a game-high 28-point and 16 rebounds. The Serbian big man was voted most valuable player of the NBA Finals. Fans gathered in his hometown of Sombor, Serbia, to watch him play.
I think he's a name that's already big in the U.S., but more and more people are finding out about him, and he's on the level of any, Antetokounmpo or Doncic, any of those guys.
Jokic also finished the postseason as the first player in NBA history to lead all players in points, rebounds, and assists in a single season postseason, according to ESPN stats and info. Updates from the bridge collapse in Philadelphia. Pennsylvania authorities tell CNN a body was discovered in the wreckage from the Interstate 95 bridge collapse. The Philadelphia County Medical Exam is in the process of identifying the remains. Meanwhile, state and federal officials are working to restore the crumbled roadway. Getting around the city of brotherly love is a battle after a section of I-95 collapsed Sunday. Police say it was caused by a tanker truck that crashed into a wall. The fire that broke out brought down the bridge. Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro issued a disaster declaration. He helped the state get federal funds to speed up the repair process. Until then, drivers in Philadelphia will deal with detours and bumper-to-bumper conditions. Officials said that it could take months for the repair work to be completed. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg is scheduled to visit the site of the collapse today. A weird, unidentified flying object, followed by a report of a 9-foot creature spotted, would have anyone calling the police. But what if you are the police? Jeremy Roth has their out-of-world reaction in today's Take a Look at This.
Newly released body cam from a bizarre police house call shows officers freaked out by a family's otherworldly claims.
Oh, I'm so nervous right now. I have butterflies, bro. Or then these people say there's aliens in their backyard.
Shortly after Las Vegas police witnessed a strange green streak falling from the sky, they were called to a family's home with reports of a non-human creature in their backyard.
It was like a big creature. Yeah, like around 10 feet tall.
I'm not going to BS you guys. One of my partners said they saw something fall out of the sky, too. I'm kind of curious.
Officers searched the neighborhood and spoke to other residents.
Just the fact that our partner saw something at the same exact time.
But found nothing.
Sounds crazy, but you never know.
The case was eventually closed as unfounded, but the responding officers were clearly rattled.
If those 9-foot beings come back, don't call us, all right? Deal with it yourself. I ain't dealing with that.
A surreal sighting off a Florida beach wasn't just weird, but wet, wild, woolly, weird, and wading. Beachgoers were stunned when a bear, of all things, was spotted swimming in the surf off Destin. There was no explanation for how it got there, but the strange sighting undoubtedly left eyewitnesses on, wait for it, come on, I can't be the only one that thought of this. For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
All right. Okay. Okay. I want to say goodbyes. Okay. That's all great. Say goodbye for me.
Yep. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Real quick, wrapping up our extended forecast. Scattered showers and storms possible all the way from Laramie to Scottsbluff. We are going to have some dry time over the weekend. Same thing from Sheridan to Douglas. Scattered showers and storms for the week, but some dry time coming in.